I just landed. Oh my gosh, I am so tired.
Yay!
Are your wings? Are your arms tired from trying to fly?
Jet lag. Rudolph was so fast.
24 time zones. I can't deal.
Oh. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bordertown Strange. I'm Pam, and this is my co-host, Jess. And we have with us tonight Mark, and we have Chris Kringle, a.k.a. Ken Romeller, and we have Shaw Wooten and Enzo Cyril. And hopefully we have one or two more that'll be able to join us a little bit later tonight. But tonight we want to invite everyone to our special holiday edition of the podcast. And we're happy to have some of our favorite friends who also happen to be podcasters joining in on the fun. So I hope everybody at home has fixed their drink, turned down the lights, and is all snuggled up and ready to hang out with us in the chats as we tell our spooky stories and we play some games. So, Jess, do you want to do a little housekeeping first, and then we'll talk about our What the Weird Word before we dive into the festivities?
Absolutely. So, as always, I want to thank all of our subscribers and new followers. If you're old or new here, please take a moment to like and share or hit that thumbs up and ring that bell so you can be the first to know when we go live. And I'm going to remind everybody, this is our last show for this season. We will be back January 1st with an all new season and all new shows. We're going to go dark for a little while so we can take a little break, a little breather, and get some new stuff together for some really big shows coming up. And hopefully you'll be seeing some of all these people in those shows too.
Yay.
Yeah. If anybody at home, if you have a favorite topic or a subject you'd like to hear about, send us a comment or get up on the chats and tell us all about it, or even send us an email or something and let us know what you want to hear about. We're going to do the scope of everything. We're going to be doing the paranormal, of course, but we're also going to be doing cryptids and Bigfoot and true crime and world mysteries. And I think if Mark has his way about it, we'll probably be doing some like ancient history that the Smithsonian has swept under the rug sometime soon. And I believe that the first of the year, we're going to be coming back with NPC players, right? Non-player characters.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's what you guys talk about.
Yeah.
NPCs. So simulation theory should be pretty fun.
It will be. We're both like, yeah, we
break
think
out my clothes hangers.
Yes, that's what we will talk about.
We've apparently all been hitting the booze already.
Sure.
No, not at all.
So tonight this is gonna be really loose and fun. We're gonna start out with the word of the week from Pam, and then we're just gonna roll, and we tasked with everybody to bring like a great like spooky story or a Christmas spooky story, and we're gonna do some like quiz and trivia. We're gonna do some notebook game, and just have a fun night. So everybody in the chats join in on the chat. So you want to go, Pam, with word of the week?
Absolutely. Let me get it pulled up here real quick.
Password is
booger.
Password is
booger.
So the word that I picked, it's lucid dreaming. And the way I ended up with this word was I was looking for something that was pretty Christmassy and kind of went down the rabbit hole with this, because when you run into people seeing Santa Claus or things like that, it kind of goes back to lucid dreaming. So I thought this would be a fun one to do. So basically what lucid dreaming is, it's a dream in which you know you're dreaming when it's happening, and they're marked by the clarity of lucidity during the dream. So lucid dreaming has been known for a very long time. It was mentioned in Hindu manuscripts over 2,000 years ago, and it's been scientifically studied since the 60s. And they can be about anything, a lucid dream can. It can be from like climbing Mount Everest to brunching with long deceased historical figures. There's a few common themes, such as flying or talking with the characters in a dream, things like that. But according to recent research, lucid dreaming isn't as rare as most people might think that it is. About 50% of people claim to have had at least one or more lucid dream in their lifetime. And about 23% of those say that they have had one or more lucid dreams each month. So that's pretty good, I
I
think.
don't have them that often, but I seem to have them fairly regularly.
Nice.
I'm the same way.
Really?
I have a question about the definition.
Uh-huh.
Is lucid dreaming only when you realize that you're dreaming? Or
Yes,
is
it's only.
think it's so real that you can't tell the difference between reality and the dream.
It's when you realize that you're dreaming, that you're actually dreaming. And so what it is, it's kind of the basis of learning how to control your dream, how to take, because you're in a dream. So at that point, hopefully you may be able to start controlling what you're dreaming, which I think that's pretty wild in itself. But I guess most lucid dreams only last like 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it might be a fun one to talk
What's
about.
fun is when you're dreaming about having a dream and you know that you're dreaming about having a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or you go into a dream from the dream that you know you're in.
Oh, that's wild.
I've had that quite a few times. It's like I would wake up and I'm like, I'm in the dream. What was the name of that movie? Was it called Inception or something like that?
Yes.
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
But they actually went down like 3 levels of dreams. But I've actually been down 2, which it's been a while, but that is really, really crazy. But when you brought that up, first thing I just thought of was, remember, I think her name is it Carol Pate?
Yes.
From the
in Arkansas.
In Arkansas, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She actually mentioned this concept in her talk, one of her talks. And she said that you can change the outcome of a dream if you realize that you're in the dream and you can actually change it. And I said actually 5 times now, sorry. But you can, I experienced that about 2 weeks ago. I realized I was in the dream. I'm like, well, what am I going to do next? Well, you need to do this. Oh, okay, I can do that. It's kind of like talking to yourself, which I do a lot. But I get good responses. But I thought that was really, I actually had a real experience with what she was talking about.
That's cool. That's cool.
That is really cool.
One of the most interesting things that happens to me is I will start playing through. It's like the books where you decide this and then go to page this and finish the story.
Choose your own adventure.
Sure.
Yes. I'll get to a point and I said, well, that didn't work, and go back and try something else. And then, well, that didn't work.
all within the same dream?
Yeah.
Over a period of time.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying a different ending for each one.
Nice.
Until I find one I like.
I haven't had a lucid dream in a long time, but I have had the dream where you're asleep, you're dreaming, and you get scared and wake up and then think you're awake, but you're not. You're still dreaming. I've done that. I hate that.
Yeah, I've done that too.
There are also the lucid dreams where you dream of your family members, but those are also paranormal.
And there's a fine line. There is a fine
Capella.
line.
I guess I'm not any of those.
That's a good point, Capella. There was a comment on the screen.
Yeah, it's Stacy, actually. That's Capella's and Major's mom. She said, sometimes I don't like how the dream's going, so I just wake myself up. I wish I could do that. That would be so handy.
Right.
Have in the chats. Jackie's in the chat. Hi, Jackie.
I don't know why
Ian's
that posted
there.
3 times. So I only posted it once.
Ian said, hello all, going dark just as the alien sky battles are about to start. Woohoo.
Ian is over in the UK. We'll be talking about that later.
Nice.
Tomorrow night is Krampus night.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to know?
It is.
Yep. Or Krampusnacht, as they call it.
Krampusnacht.
Krampusnacht.
If my dad was here, I'd be able to ask him more information on that.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
Chris is in there too. Hi, Chris.
Hi,
She
Chris.
does that as well. Very nice. Cool. So that was our weird word. What the weird word of the week? No, what the weird word?
Yay.
Weird.
I've been using it wrong
Of the every
all this
other
time.
week.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Because
Kinda
most
fun.
of my dreams, it's just it's like watching a TV show, and I usually don't remember them like an hour after I wake up. And only
Yeah.
once in my life have I had a dream where I thought it was reality, and oddly enough, it involved grays. But where I like wake up and I'm still in the same room and all that, and I like freaked out, and I'm like turning the room upside down looking for the
Oh.
grays. In real life, it was not. I was
Did
not
they
part of the
touch
dream.
you?
No.
Did they
The
touch
thing that
you?
alarmed
Why do you
me
think he
about
was
it
looking
is-
for him?
They owe me money.
He's like, "Where'd you go?"
We
were having a good
About the
time.
They
dream.
sniffed him during his pole dance.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, that got
But,
deep quick.
What's raunchy
The
in
thing
here?
about the dream is I was super angry at him. I was like wanting to like punch him, kind of a thing. And when I was like got to that point where I was almost at him, that's when I woke up in my bed in the same place that I was having the dream at, kind of a thing. And
How
the only reason I
strange.
knew it wasn't a dream is because there was a part in the dream where they were like hiding in the closet, and I pushed the clothes out of the way to like grab them, and that's when I woke up. Is everything in the closet was still in the same position. Nothing was like shoved out of the way. That's the only reason that I knew it was an actual dream versus something that actually happened. It was just so real. I couldn't understand it. I didn't go back
What
to
if-
sleep that night.
What if the aliens just pushed your clothes back over for you? What if you had
Yes,
an
that's-
alien?
you know,
without
You
touching
stand to
them.
look for the chip in your head.
You know, if you think something from, that would have the technology to come from light years away would be able to think of something like that, I think that would be kind of silly. But I'm joking, of course. But that's the only like thing, reality that I have to hang on to think that there weren't two grays in my room, and I was basically chasing them around and basically wanting to punch him in the face for some reason. And I don't know. That was the thing that shocked me the most about it afterwards. Is like, why would I react like that? I don't recall ever, meeting a gray. And if I did, I wouldn't think it would go straight to ultra violence. But
Right.
in that dream, I did.
Angry
So
dreamer.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
Well,
Okay,
last
so
night-
guys,
That makes
I have
me
a
wonder
question
if
for
you had an
everybody.
Experience and you were being defensive.
probably more than likely. Okay,
Okay.
I have a question. Brian's trying to get in.
Okay.
StreamYard has sent him a thing that says access block. StreamYard's request does not comply with Google's policies. Has anyone else ran across
I
that?
have never seen that.
No.
In
Me
fact,
either.
StreamYard runs best on Google Chrome.
Wait a minute.
So-
That's what she was going through when we recorded for your other podcast.
Hmm.
Remember?
I told him to switch browsers.
either
Yeah.
that or reboot his PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's on his iPhone, that may be the problem.
It's weird.
He said, is StreamYard having a problem with Google? Is that what Jan was the problem she was having? Because I was thinking
Yeah,
it was
that's
something else. Maybe that was it.
exactly what she said. That
Mercury retrograde. Has anybody heard that term before?
Too
This is
many
the second
times.
week of it. We've
We've
had all sorts of IT issues at work. It's like, why did this all of a sudden break? I don't know. Why did you
Our
lose
network
your
is going
Windows
so
license?
awful day
I
to
don't
day.
know.
So that's probably what was happening today because we were off today at work. Like everybody was off today. The cooks were off. The servers were off. Everything was just going nuts.
There he is. Hang on, we'll get him pulled in here in a
I'm
second.
going to go out on a limb and say we are having backbone issues for our networks. My workplace
on.
was having network issues. I've had network issues at home
Okay.
tonight. So I'm wondering if backbone
wonder if-
provider is having problems.
I wonder if there's solar flares that are not being discussed right now. No, Enzo?
Really.
No, I'm on all the
relatively
solar flare
quiet
boards.
this
There's no chatter.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, Enzo. What'd you say? Military problems? What? Is
Uh,
that what you
That's
said?
really-
I've never heard that before. No.
No, I said relatively quiet. Is
Oh, relatively quiet, not military quiet.
Yeah,
No.
careful, Santa.
I know.
You can get Enzo on some lists.
You know,
and
I'm
let's
really
not-
close. I'm up
let's
in
not
the
do that
North
right before
Pole,
Christmas.
Arkansas. I'll try again. North Pole, Alaska. Yeah, I know that area. I've been there.
I've been to North Pole, Alaska. Actually,
There
It's a
you
very
too.
nice place.
I've met my alter
Wow.
ego up there too at the North Pole. We had
Ah,
a long discussion. It was a great day.
I was gonna have a good Christmas, right?
I'm still checking out that naughty and nice list, which comes out today.
I thought that was
Ooh.
burned.
Today is the list, Santa's list day. So, I don't
I was
know.
gonna sing, but no.
I'm getting cold for Christmas.
I'll definitely get on the naughty list then because I can't
Well,
sing at all.
Mark, I just want a bucket with my name on it so I can put the coal in.
Hey,
So,
my panda had a hat
There
on.
you go. There you go.
Aw.
autograph.
Are you reading the private chat there?
All mine says is you're in the show.
Oh, it had a sideways hat. Did you see that?
I did. Oh, that was cute for a moment.
Too funny. Okay, while we're waiting to get Brian in here, he backed out again. He's got to connect his mic and his
Okay.
camera first. What do we want to do next? What do we want to start with?
Let's do some spooky stories. Did you guys
Ooh.
do your job and bring in a spooky story with you?
Unless somebody's got something with mine. Like it's supposed to be like personal or like just
It
spooky
can be
stories
anything. I just went up on the internet and scrounged up like creepy
Yeah.
Christmas stories. But it doesn't even have to be
Same.
Christmas. We just because we're gonna go back to the old ways of telling the creepy stories around the fire, right before
Oh.
Christmas.
We
There
do
you
have a
go.
fire. Nobody can see it right now. Let me show.
Yes, we are
I'm
the
on
flame.
fire.
Yeah.
We
No,
are
we're
the
in the
fire.
fire actually.
Yeah,
I'm the
I'm
only one
definitely in the
red
fire. I
that's
can feel the
really on
heat.
fire over here.
Jackie said she's always on the
Jackie,
naughty
way
list.
to go.
Same.
Sounds good. I have brought
Same.
stories from my region of North Pole, Alaska.
Ooh, well
Ooh.
tell them. Tell them.
Ooh.
I found a few of them. I'm like, this is awesome. So, shall I read a couple of them?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
All right, let's see. This one was just called Haunted. The Fowler family was excited about their new home in North Pole, Alaska, where every day is Christmas. The husband and wife, Keith and Laurie, along with their teenage daughter, Megan, moved in just as winter was approaching in 2009. It was set to be a beautiful holiday season, but it quickly became obvious that they weren't alone in their new home. Laurie and Megan soon realized there was something off about the house. Laurie would awaken at night hearing footsteps in the hall outside her bedroom or breathing in her ear. Megan began hearing knocking and scratching on her bedroom door when no one was there. Then the visual phenomena began. Megan began seeing a figure cross the room out of the corner of her eye. At least once they heard the blood-curdling sound of a girl shrieking. They heard whispers at night. The paranormal activity continued to escalate, and it zeroed in on Megan. After a social media post, someone reached out to Laurie to tell her the truth about what had happened in their home many years before. The spirit, it was a teenage boy, most likely, who had died accidentally after one unfortunate mistake during a fight with his sister. The family was able to get the spirit to leave them alone by getting rid of some seemingly innocuous object. I thought that was kind of an interesting story. In my
That is
backyard.
interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. That is really cool.
That was a good one.
Uh,
Sorry, I'm helping Brian.
it's okay. I got a few other ones. If you let me know when you want me to stop.
That'd be
Abs-
splendid.
Go
Stop.
ahead and do another one real quick.
While the gold rush is generally associated with the Old West, Alaska had its own gold rush. The town of Skagway, located about 100 miles north of Juneau, popped up in the late 1800s as part of the Klondike Gold Rush. Unlike so many other gold towns, Skagway never died. Instead, it thrives as a tourist town where the gold rush ghosts linger. The Red Onion Saloon operated as a bar and brothel during the gold rush and is now a restaurant. Is now a restaurant. The ladies of the night, however, apparently still remain there. The employees at the saloon hear footsteps and have seen apparitions, actually seen the apparitions watering plants. It's kind of a weird thing to do, but okay. The smell of perfume wafts through the upstairs halls where the girls worked. Also in Juneau, the Alaskan Hotel is harboring a few ghosts too. Alice is perhaps the most famous ghost in that part of the Alaskan Triangle. She originally stayed in the hotel with her husband in the early 1900s, but she was forced into prostitution to survive after he left. Today, she is still seen around the room where she died, and she's been known to steal towels from rooms and move objects from one place to another.
Wow.
There's a bunch of ghosty stories from the Great White North.
Take it off, you hoser.
Yeah, let's play Beer Hunter, man.
One of my favorite Christmas stories is always going to be about Krampus. Krampus was meant to scare kids into being good kids, but of course, with as myths and legends go, it turned into the demon of Christmas, who comes and steals bad children and stuffs them in his bags and beats them. And so, yeah, that was always one of my favorites.
Doesn't he eat them too?
There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes along
Bakes
with
them
that.
like in an oven.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Like potato chips.
There's like hot scraper and door slammer and
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I
We
have
talked-
that
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah.
I don't know where, but
It's a
Christmas time?
creepy Christmas.
we talked about this on the Fringe, I think, last year.
One of them we
Yeah.
did, yeah, because we talked about Krampus. And
Gryla.
was that last year? I guess it was last year.
Yeah, I think it
It
was.
Gosh, this
last
year
year.
has flown
Oh
by.
my goodness.
There was Mary Lloyd, Hands Trap. There's all kinds of good stories.
Hen's Trap. I remember that one.
So
That was an interesting one.
Yeah, and Krampus actually dates back to the 1800s, so it's like kind of crazy how long he's been around. But the U.S. hasn't really stumbled into his path until more recently.
Mhm.
yeah, I wish I'd have realized all about this when my kids were little. I could have scared the peewad out.
My
Bajibber.
dad knew about it because my dad's German. And he knew about it, and he knows about hiding the pickle in the tree that Germans do a lot of. And it was, he never did scare me with Krampus, though.
Ken said Krampus is going to need a bag like Mary Poppins. Yes, he is, especially in the United States right now.
I'm sure he has one.
How funny.
But yeah, he was
Okay,
one of my
Brian-
favorites.
A creepy one.
Brian's trying one more thing to get in, so
Okay.
everybody keep your fingers crossed. that he
Go,
makes-
Brian. Go,
Brian should
Right,
be
we can do it.
prepared.
Come on, Brian. All right, so I've got a little
It's-
short one
it's
I'm going to
some
tell. I
Brian
found this
magic
one, and
here.
it was like,
There you go. Yeah, everybody send some magic.
mm,
There we go. Yeah. Jess has already got her Mothman ears up.
that's right. Yeah, in case nobody at home knows what I am, I'm, like,
She's not a Playboy bunny.
Moth woman.
I'm Christmassy Mothman. For a reason, we have story time later. I'm just saying.
Ooh,
We have story
awesome.
time later. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, so I'm going to read this one that I found. It's creepy. I found it and was like, I got to tell this one. So this one is called The Legend of the Mistletoe Bride that haunts England's Bramshill House.
Ooh.
So this is in Hampshire, England. Allegedly, Lord Lovell was preparing to wed a young woman related to Sir John Cape, the owner of Bramshill House. This was around Christmas time, so mistletoe hung throughout the mansion, inspiring the wedding party to play a game. The young bride-to-be would hide somewhere in the mansion. The groomsmen would all seek her out, and whoever found her first would get to kiss her. So the bride went to hide, and the wedding party sought to find her. However, the minutes turned to hours, and they still could not find her. Eventually, the game turned terribly serious, as no matter where they looked, she remained missing. Not until 50 years later did Lord Lovell, still seeking answer to his bride's disappearance, happen upon a secret closet in an upstairs room of the Bramshill house. Inside, he found a wooden chest, sealed shut with a lock. Upon opening the chest, he found the nearly unrecognizable remains of his bride.
Holy shit.
Da-da-da-da.
Ooh.
Who did it? True crime time.
Mhm.
Yeah, that didn't just happen.
Yep.
No.
Hold on, I
My
forgot
guess,
to do.
my bet is on the skanky bride, the maid of honor. It's always her.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
probably had a
yeah.
thing for the groom, and she was like, she hid in that trunk. I'm gonna lock it up.
Or
Yeah.
maybe one of the
Ugh.
groomsmen wanted a little more than a smooch, and when things went bad, stuffed her in a box.
Ooh.
Bum, bum, bum.
There you go. And
Or
that's
maybe the husband stuffed her in a
thinking
box after
inside.
finding out she did something with the.
Mm.
Oh, now we're out of the box. There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, the
Yeah,
tangled webs
think
we
about it.
weave.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of a joke I heard the other day.
Uh-oh. Do tell.
So, two women die, and they show up at the pearly gates. And there's a line, so they're sitting there talking. And first woman asks the second one, well, how'd you die? She goes, well, I froze to death. She goes, oh my, how terrible. That sounds really painful. No, after a while, it wasn't too bad. I just kind of fell asleep, and then I was here. How'd you die? She says, well, I got home, and I was just sure my husband was cheating on me. So I ran in the bedroom, and he was dressed and watching TV. There was nobody there. I checked the closets. I went and checked the bathroom. I checked the kitchen. I checked every room in the house. And I was like, aha, out on the ledge. We're on the 40th story. So she goes out on the ledge and she falls off. And
Karma.
the first woman turns to her and goes, well, you know, if you'd have checked the freezer, we'd both still be alive.
Yep.
Wow.
That was good.
Oh.
Oh, boy, goodness.
So bad.
Cheers.
Okay, I have one
There's a bad joke. I will tell it.
with relish.
Yes. The worse the joke, the better it is.
Yep.
Okay,
Usually.
even your wife. Forehead smack.
Face palm.
Face palm.
Too funny. Okay, so we were talking about Hans Trapp. So I'll tell this one real quick. He's the Christmas bogeyman of France.
Ooh.
Okay.
Right?
Hans
The
Van Trapp?
Christmas. Yeah. No.
That's
Did I
awesome.
say Van Trapp?
No, I just threw it out there.
Oh, I was like, did I say that? No, he's
being a
from
butt.
They were
Yeah.
singers. They were
yeah,
fantastic
exactly.
singers, yeah.
Sound of Music.
Exactly.
The hills were alive. That's actually kind of creepy itself.
Yeah.
Isn't there a yeah. The hills
That'd be a
have
good
eyes.
ghost story start. The hills were alive.
With the sound
They
of
have
music.
eyes. Yeah.
The sound of scream.
Back to you, Pam. We apologize for our
Sorry.
Hang on. I think we have
Oh,
our other guest. We do.
Yay!
Can you
Hey, there's part of him. Hey, what's up?
Wow, this is
You did it.
yay!
what's going on, guys?
Hey.
How you doing?
Yay!
Hmm.
He looks
Now
like
the party can start.
Who we got
He
here?
was his computer.
Welcome.
Wow, what a crew!
Right.
We even have
Yeah.
Santa tonight.
Yeah.
I feel a little underdressed.
yeah.
What in the world? Well, sorry, I don't know what was going on.
That was crazy. But you made it.
I had to go in and change all the settings on my phone, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, I mean, like in the general category,
Huh.
I have no idea.
Really
And
weird.
I had completely forgot that this was tonight, and of course I was at home. I didn't have my laptops or anything. And I probably should be at my office doing this, but it's been a crazy week. Let's just
That's
say.
all right.
Has.
It's just
We
fine. This is an
understand.
easy going
Yeah.
night. So
Mothman's
grab a drink
drinking,
and-
you know.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Enzo's got the gunners out.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Everybody's, I have
my.
cocoa. I'm the good one.
Yeah.
You're
Only
lame.
because she
I'm
didn't
pretty
want
much
to
just-
get
I
it.
have
It's
clear
because
liquid.
it's because I forgot to stop by the liquor stores when I have cocoa.
Does
I have
does cough
clear
syrup
liquid.
and Alka-Seltzer count?
Absolutely.
We were in prison, yes.
Oh, gosh.
Only
Man,
if you
this
strain
week
it
is-
through a loaf of bread.
Yeah. It's been a rough week, girls, guys.
Yep.
And it's only Wednesday.
Right.
Remind me.
Yep.
So you're probably going to have to forgive me. I'm probably going to be doing some coughing.
Oh no.
That's fine. I just came off of the flu too, so I'm all like,
Hey, bronchitis here. I'm with you.
hey.
Oh,
geez.
Oh, no, I'm just getting
Because the
warmed up for it. So this time next week, I'll probably.
Down and out. Yeah.
Everybody
Get out of
where
your
I'm
system
at
for
has
Christmas.
been sick, and my wife is getting sick, and my daughter's getting sick, and
Oh,
it's
my
everything.
goodness.
So what else is going on?
We're just telling some Christmas stories real quick, some spooky stories.
Spooky. I thought that the presence of the Lord drove all ghosts out on the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Well, luckily it's neither of those
Yeah.
yet. We're pre
Wow.
all that.
That's right.
Yeah,
Supposedly
we can
works
tell
on
the
alien
spooky
abductions
stories.
too, so.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
ready to listen.
Awesome. Well, we were getting ready. We've told a couple so far, and I was getting ready to tell the story of Hans Trapp. He's the Christmas boogeyman of France.
Go for
So the Christmas legend of Hans Trapp is based on a real German knight and begins with a wealthy man stealing people's money and partying so hard that the Pope excommunicates him. The story goes that Trapp then sells his soul to the devil to pursue a life of sin, which naturally forces him into the hobby of eating human flesh, as one is known to do, right?
Of course.
Banished from society for being a creepy mofo, he lives in the woods and dressed as a scarecrow, stuffing straw in his clothes and at times wearing a black cloak. He spends his time trying to lure children into the woods to eat them. One day, after roasting a shepherd boy over a fire, or just getting ready to, the legend goes kind of back and forth on that one. God decided enough was enough and struck him down with a lightning bolt that split his head open. But that did not stop this cannibal. He got a new gig helping St. Nick out by keeping naughty kids in line. This terrifying boogeyman of Christmas is said to scare or punish children in the Alsace and Lorraine regions of France to this day. Some accounts of Hans Trapp paint him in a rosier light, saying he regrets his life of sin. And in these versions, he visits misbehaving children dressed as a scarecrow and tries to persuade them to be more virtuous than he was, usually by scaring it into them. But other stories, in classic creepy Christmas fashion, say he goes around marking children that he wants to eat on Christmas Eve. The German knight this legend is based on was named Hans von Trotha and was born in 1450. Apparently, he really didn't do any of this stuff except get into a war against an abbey, which led him to being excommunicated by the Pope. But who really cares about all those pesky details when you can just scare the crap out of your kids on Christmas instead, right?
Right.
Hey, I mean, I totally get it.
Retribution is hell.
Right?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
thank
my
you.
God.
Thank you, Ian. It's Alsace. My bad. I said Alsace. It's Kansas,
Oh.
you know.
I thought it was all Sace, but
Ian helps us out with our pronunciation of European words sometimes because
They're really
if there's a really wrong way to pronounce it, I'm going to do it.
We'll do it.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Same.
together
Renegade
because
colony
we're a
here. We'll see
team,
what we
damn
like.
it.
But,
I had somebody on my stream speaking in German, and I'm like, dude, you know I say everything out loud, right? So I'm sitting here looking at this going, I'm about to butcher this hard.
Yeah.
And of course, my
Okay.
southern twang.
Well,
Yeah.
how do you expect me to do a foreign language?
You barely speak English. I hear you. It's rough.
I pulled up my notes from that Christmas show we did last year where we listed
Oh,
all
yeah?
the different like weird like Christmas entities. And
Mhm.
underneath him, I have Belschnickel. I don't know if you guys remember him. So he was
Belschnickel?
like, yeah, he's like a version of that, only he doesn't travel with St. Nicholas. He carries a sack of candies that he pours out for all the children, and then he beats them all with a stick, whether they're good or bad. He just beats the crap out of them.
Wow.
Like,
And why
like
would
a
Thank you,
pinata.
Yeah, I like it. Be like, you get that
Yeah.
Tootsie Roll. Smack.
Looking for you.
Too funny.
No, again for you. You go in my pot.
Yeah,
There
Oh
was
my.
I prefer
my-
to use flip flop. It doesn't leave marks.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes.
Uh,
I know there's Svart Piet and he's the Dutch assistant to Santa Claus, to Sinterklaas. And it translates to Black Pete, and he basically they beat children too, the bad ones, gather up the bad ones. So it's fun how
I'm starting to
about
see a
every
theme
culture. Yeah, every culture has that. We don't, do we? I'm shocked.
I don't do it, but I think about it.
Right.
Usually, during class, usually is when I'm
Do
thinking.
20-year-olds count as kids? Because I got some at work that need a
Yes.
flip flop.
Yeah, I got some
You know,
20-year-olds that need be.
We have the
Mm.
man right here. We should ask Mr. Kringle.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
reckon in English.
Oh yeah, he
isn't
does
any-
speak German.
Kind of. The question was again. I
Do
was
you have
preoccupied
assistants?
feeding some of the some of the elves over here.
Do you have any Americanized assistants that go after the bad children? Because it ain't because they're good.
Well, my cousin. Yeah, his first name is initials B, Bad Santa. Yeah, he kind of is the black sheep of the family. Yeah, he exactly. And you know it, correct. And yeah, he'll go around. He usually is out in the rural areas too, Enzo. So I'm sorry, that was Mark. That was Mark that said that. Sorry. I apologize, Enzo. But yeah, just my cousin. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Enzo, you must be a real good-looking guy if he got us confused.
Yeah, it's
That's so
the
true.
mustache.
Yeah.
The mustache. You still have that. I thought you said you were going to shave off.
Well,
but-
I changed.
Oh, I
my-
told you it was the glasses that messed me all up.
No, okay.
You
Well,
can't shave off the mustache.
I liked the angry mustache.
I like the mustache. That is so cool. I thought it was epic when I saw it in Halloween.
I'm
That is a
going to
great
check
mustache.
into that and see if I can find my evil cousin. I'll get back with you.
Bad
You look like
Santa.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Billy Bob Thornton.
Exactly. Yeah, he was really the black sheep of the family. He tried
Guy is
everything.
good at anything he does.
Yes, he is. Very much so.
Really good at being bad too.
Yeah.
I pulled up the list of Yule lads if we want to go over those for fun.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
let's do
so-
that because we talked about it a little bit. Some of them.
Yeah, so the Yule lads, it's an Icelandic one. And there's 13 of them. They're the sons of, I think it's Gila. It's Gila,
Something like that,
Gila,
yeah.
something like that.
Let's see,
And so they get
yeah.
sent down out of the mountains to like wreak havoc on the villages. And depending on if you're a good boy or girl, what could happen to you when they show up at your house. So, and they're each named after their own brand of like mischievousness. And some of them are just plain old silly. I don't know. So there's Stubby. And does anybody want to guess what Stubby does?
I really don't want to comment on that.
I'm scared.
Okay. So Stubby steals dirty pans to eat the bits of meat and food stuck in them.
When?
Oh.
Yeah.
There's-
Woo! A snack.
There's a lot of dishes, dirty dishes stuff with the Yule lads. There's
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So the sausage swiper.
You still
And you can-
sausages?
Yeah, he steals all sorts of meat. So he hides in the rafters and then steals all the meats.
Oh.
certainly does.
This one's one of my favorite. Sheepcoat. He harasses the sheep and drinks their milk.
I don't want to know how he does that.
What
No.
dastardly dude.
Don't want no
That's a hard
visual. I need
pass.
some more turkey.
What else does he do? I don't want to know.
There's the Gollygawk, and he steals foam from the tops of the buckets of the cow's milk.
Hey, I
So
heard
the
that was some of the best stuff.
Yeah, it's the cream
Like,
stuff.
Mm.
The kitty cats like it.
The spoon liquor. I bet you guys can guess what the
Is
spoon
it kin to the
liquor is.
window liquor?
That was
No.
Yeah.
No, he's actually akin to the bowl liquor, who's the next
Oh.
one.
Yeah, the cookie makers,
And this is
Yeah,
a
icing,
nightmare.
icing makers. There you go.
Right? And he comes
Um,
behind Stubbin, right? Stubby? What was his name?
Stubby is the one that steals bits of food stuck in the pans.
Yeah, so then the
Yeah.
spoon liquor and the bowl liquor come after
The
him.
bowl liquor. And
Oh,
then
God.
there's the door slammer.
Ah!
Pesky little thing.
Ah,
Damn it. I told the kids to stop slamming the doors. Now it won't shut.
Man, these
Ian
Alright.
said
Hispanic people are
H5N1 agrees
hardcore.
with you.
well, you were asking about my family.
Mm. Oh, this is your family?
I guess I'll have to talk to you about Chris.
Ah.
Yeah, Chris. He held up a bank in Florida.
Oh.
The holiday spirit melted from the. I'm going to read the story about him real quick. Holiday
Okay.
spirit melted from the faces of tellers in a Florida bank on Christmas Eve, 2013, when a robber decked out with a Santa costume and sunglasses claimed the Christmas present in his arm was an explosive and demanded money. Yes, this was
Wow.
Chris Kringle. It's like, oh my gosh. The bad Santa later was identified. He was even impostoring as my cousin, Chris. The bad Santa, later identified as 64-year-old Mark Neil London, passed a note to an employee at the SunTrust Bank in Port Orange, 3:13 p.m., insinuating that the gift wrap parcel was harmful. The assistant chief of police, Wayne Miller, told the news report at the time. After the not-so-jolly suspect fled the scene in a dark vehicle rather than a sleigh, thank goodness he didn't darken our family too much, the bank was evacuated. The Volusia County Bomb Squad quickly determined that the package he left behind wasn't explosive at all. 3 days later, London was arrested outside his home, charged with possession of a hoax bomb, armed robbery, grand theft, and false imprisonment. So London pleaded no contest, was convicted for robbery without a deadly weapon, possession of a hoax bomb, possession of a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia in September of 2014. He was sentenced to 8 years. So he's in Orlando.
Dang.
Wow.
I'm like,
Wow.
holy moly. I think he's still there.
He's
Oh,
probably out by now.
No, 2021, he got out. He was 71 years old.
Good grief.
Wow.
71.
Wow.
Yeah, 71 years old. So, some of my relatives, they have bad reputations, but it's not their fault.
Yeah.
They're
Sure.
innocent.
Does he get kudo points for not having an actual bomb? Like he didn't actually have intentions of hurting anyone.
Yeah, he got a few less years since it wasn't real.
The tellers were more afraid it was a fruitcake, which was much scarier than an actual dog.
That'll knock you out, man.
I have eaten some fruitcakes that is true.
He did. He
Beating you
got,
with a fruitcake, it'd
true.
probably kill you.
I work with some fruitcakes.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy people too.
Ian said, "Who
I
among us?"
mean,
But yeah, he was apparently the comment was without a deadly weapon. So at least they didn't have a deadly weapon because it was a hoax bomb. So I think he got maybe instead of getting
detonate the Yule log. I mean, that's
well, that's true. Or something else. So yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, there's some crazy stories in here about people trying to impersonate my cousins. Oh my gosh. Santa Claus was
Jess, I was looking up those Yule lads.
Somebody. Oh my god.
Yeah,
this is
there's
terrible
more.
stories.
oh
Hey,
yeah.
that is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, some of them are
So-
okay.
Yeah, some are really not. The skyr gobbler.
The what?
Skyr gobbler.
The skyr gobbler?
He ate all the yogurt. What a butthole.
Oh no, not
Right? Yogurt is
I thought you were
expensive.
saying the skier gobbler.
She is.
Like skiing?
Oh.
No, not skiing.
Skyr.
Skyr. SKYR.
Oh, okay.
Like
Gotcha.
the yogurt.
Well, I don't eat yogurt. You know.
Yogurt is delicious.
The next one is pretty naughty, Santa. I'm just gonna give you a heads up. He's the window peeper.
Dun
Didn't
dun
they
dun.
Yeah.
That sounds like Wilbur Ringle.
Oh, Wilbur.
The next one is, it sounds bad, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as it sounds. So he's the door sniffer.
Ew.
Hope
Why
it's
would you
not
sniff a
bathroom.
door?
I don't want to know.
Because he steals baked goods. He's got to sniff around the door to find out if you have fresh
Oh.
baked breads and cakes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
See?
We're all like, oh.
That's like, no. First thing I'm thinking of is no, stay away from bathrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. No, no.
Gas station bathroom sniffer. That's
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God.
That was the 14th
That's
brother
a
that
deadly
he broke.
occupation.
Goodness.
Oh.
The next one is meat hook.
Meat hook.
Meat
Meat
hook.
hook.
From a butcher shop, steals.
He steals meat, kind of like the other dude does. Only this one in particular loves smoked ham. So don't leave your smoked
Oh,
ham.
hey, who doesn't love smoked
Let
ham?
me
I know,
can't
go.
really
right?
blame him so much. It's
You know, I was
Yeah,
going to
no.
consider that, but yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, I don't eat reindeer either, guys. Just to let you know.
That's
Oh.
a good thing.
I'm not
Don't
going to
know what
say
you're
anything.
missing.
If it has 4 legs, I'm allergic
Well, I was
to it,
not
so-
going to say anything.
Okay, thank you.
I want to be on the nice list.
They're
God, so
trying to grow
the
for
meat
KFCs.
hooker.
Can you have those right?
Meat hooker?
Oh my.
That came out
That's
wrong.
a different kind of thing altogether there. Santa.
You know, this is a family show, and I
Not
can't
anymore.
tolerate this kind of
Not
stuff.
anymore. It hasn't been a family show for a while. Where you been?
Chelsea relates to a handful of these guys. So
Yeah, I do too. Okay, so there's 2 more. So there's candle beggar, and he just steals candles. So I don't know why they say beggar. If he's not begging for the candles, he's just taking them.
Right?
I don't know. And the last one is a cousin to like 3 others. He's the pot licker. I bet him and Stubby kind of get along. Don't you
Probably.
think? The one that steals all the pieces out of the pans.
Mhm.
Probably.
Yeah.
Makes you want to rewash your
A
dishes.
lot of dirty dishes related stuff with the Yule lads, but oddly enough, in Iceland, they're all considered elves. All the Yule lads, and throughout, you can go over there today. Elves for a lot of people in Iceland is a very real thing. You know,
Yes.
if
And they
if
got
a
the little
rock
house
falls off the hill into the highway, we pissed off the elves. We have to do a whole ceremony and a thing to before
Oh,
we even touch the
my.
rock
Isn't
to move
it-
it out of the way.
Isn't it Iceland where they've actually built highways around
Yes, they
the
have.
mounds?
Mhm.
Yeah, to
I
keep
heard
from
that.
going through them. Yeah.
It's little
Yeah, it's
people.
It's
very
a
amazing.
very serious
Yeah.
business over there in Iceland.
Yes. Now it's not all like, tasty yogurts and stolen meat here. So they have a purpose. So they've come down out of the mountains to basically check in on the kids if they're good or bad. And if you're a good kid, you're okay. But if you're a bad kid, they're either going to do one or two things. They're either going to leave rotten potatoes in your shoes.
Yuck.
Why in your shoes? I
Killer.
don't know, but in your shoes.
That
Or
may increase the smell. It's
yes,
Which would
rotten
go with the
potatoes
other
in your
guy.
shoes, or they just kill you.
Oh,
There's
well,
not like a
I
nice
would
in
rather the rotten
between.
There's nothing in
potatoes.
between.
Man.
pretty
Black or white, huh?
Wow.
Yeah,
Huh.
Both very
No
hard.
gray areas there.
yeah.
Wow.
Ian said Ireland has a similar culture in regards to fey creatures. Yes, they
And
do.
that's true.
Yep.
That's true.
Very much so. Speaking of fey creatures, Brian, while you're here, my friend that has the
Yeah.
Little People story that I haven't seen in like 10 years strolled
Yeah.
into the library the other day while I was working.
Oh,
And
did
I-
you put handcuffs on him and said, "You not get out of here"?
I got his story and he's going to write down that one plus some more and get back with us so we can get it because I told him that you were wanting to talk to him too. And
Oh,
he's actually in Florida right now, but yeah,
Wow.
he was pretty excited to get it all down. So
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
send you what I have because I wrote down what he said after he left.
that's awesome.
So,
That's good.
yeah,
news.
I know. It's pretty
Y'all-
exciting.
Crazy
I'm
story.
going to butcher this word because I want to know if anybody's ever heard of it. It's Icelandic. So Enzo might have heard of it or Brian might have heard of it. And I'm going to butcher it because that's just me. Jolakaturn.
Spell
It's
it.
JOLAKO with the 2 dots over it. TTURINN.
Yeah, it's the Yule cat.
Doctrine.
Yes, the Yule
It's the Yule
cat.
cat. Yep.
He's not a nice cat.
No, he also belongs to Gryla, the mother of all of those elves we just talked
The
about.
Yule lads, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's the cat's job. Once the elves have done their things and gone back up to the mountains, then she sends down the cat because the cat does the dirty work.
Oh.
As
Yeah.
they are wont to do.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
it's the cat's job to eat anyone, not just kids, anyone who's not wearing brand new clothes on Christmas Eve.
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sucks to be poor.
No
Right?
kidding.
And even if you are wearing new clothes, they'll probably pee on them anyway.
Cats.
Those
Yeah.
are cats. Maybe knock
Make 'em
yourself off
Yeah.
your house, I don't know.
This is
He
from the
probably
poor
comes
sniffer.
in everybody's
Here.
house, knocks over their Christmas tree, and then leaves.
Yeah.
Knocks all the ornaments off and breaks them.
Mm-hmm.
Darn cats.
Just a little aside so everybody kind of knows the insanity that's in my head. I'm looking through my notes here above the Yule lads, and I've put a little note to myself that says 7 dwarves on crack.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's about right.
Just, there you go.
Goodness.
Oh
Fun.
my.
It makes you wonder if that story isn't related somehow.
Spin off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Probably
mean, very well
is.
be.
Probably would not surprise me.
Hmm.
So what do you think, Jess? Do we want to move on to our Christmas story?
Oh yeah, we could do the Christmas story if you
Do you want
want.
to? We have a big
Yeah.
surprise for y'all.
Oh,
So I'm gonna pull it
Yes.
up here.
Everybody gather around the fire. We have a story.
We do.
Uh-huh.
Let me get
Whoa.
clear liquid.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mothman's Merry Cryptic Christmas. It's one of the reasons why I wore my Mothman get up here.
Are we ready?
We are ready.
Ready.
Hit it. So, you know Bigfoot, Chupacabra, and the Loch Ness Monster. But do you recall the least famous cryptid of all?
Are we going to sing this?
Nom, 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 nom.
Mothman, the red-eyed cryptid, lived deep in the wooded hills, eating wool scarves and sweaters he bought used at the Goodwill. Nom nom. When he flew across the sky, the townspeople screamed in fear. They thought he was an ill omen, a sign disaster was near. Accidents seemed to happen whenever he was in town. Who could forget that time an entire bridge fell down?
Not his
Total
fault.
quinky dink.
Mothman did nothing wrong.
Don't blame the Mothman.
Was that damn Mothman?
Right?
Look at those bugged out red eyes. See how they glow eerily? Nobody would come near him, though he wouldn't hurt a flea.
Oh, look at the flea.
Aw.
Yeah, that's not true. I know he ate dogs, so there's
Oh.
that.
That's true.
Well, maybe he didn't eat the fleas.
He
Maybe.
spit them out like
You pick the
seeds.
fleas out.
Right.
Like seeds. Ew.
Save
Bite
the
the fleas.
fleas.
Just, you know.
Oh, and this is where Santa comes in. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Mothman with your eyes so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
Then all the townspeople.
Rudolph is on vacation. He needed a little rest. I know this is last minute, but will you accept this quest?
What a slacker. He only works one time a year.
I know,
know.
right?
Man.
Mothman wanted to help out, but what if everyone was right? What if he truly was bad luck? What he needed was advice.
Oh.
Here we go. Mothman called the one person who knew just how he felt. If you don't believe in yourself, Bigfoot said, why should anybody else?
Wise
Ooh.
I like
Coffee.
his bug.
Yeah,
I do
just
too.
like
And the flea next to the lava lamp.
He does have a flea spy there, hanging out by the lava lamp.
It's a
Now
spot.
you know where the flea goes to. Bigfoot.
Mm.
Chelsea said he's concerned about road infrastructure.
Oh my God, that's good.
Santa's sleigh cut through the fog with Mothman leading the way, delivering every present in time for Christmas Day.
Hooray!
Oh.
Yay! There was no big disaster. Not a single thing went wrong. The townspeople apologized, and Mothman joined them in song.
Mothman.
Woo!
So if you see two red eyes on Christmas Eve this year, don't worry. It's just Mothman, the omen of good cheer.
Yay!
Why are you looking
And
at
there's
my
Jess
bedroom
in the window.
man?
Right? Or it could be Krampus.
I think it's Jess in the window.
Did he
It's
Jess.
me.
tree on fire?
It
What
is.
happened to the tree? That's
Actually, it really does. Jess, you did a good job on your little thing
Thank
there. It
you.
really
Great.
does look
Yes.
great.
Yep.
Christmas story. Yay.
That was great.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yay!
That was truly, truly great.
Chelsea said he's got great
Pleasant, West
taste in
Virginia is still a
sweaters.
no-fly zone, though. It's couldn't be a worse place. It's-
Aw.
Yeah, I
Nice.
was actually I was on Amazon looking for like cryptid gifts and stuff, and that book popped up, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
That's
so,
fantastic.
yeah." I
Oh.
downloaded it on Kindle and was like, "Yeah."
You gotta have it. Ian
I
said
thought
a
you-
psychic needs to consult Bing Crosby about this revisionism.
Yay!
It's
And I would
award.
just say, this is an actual kids book. Like, I'm voting for the Caney Library to get it in for the kids. There's,
How is it
Right.
not
like,
in the library already?
there's a teacher's guide
Kinda
and
surprised,
everything.
too.
Oh,
What?
wow.
How much is it? We'll all pitch in.
Had we known about it, we probably would have a copy of it.
And
got 3
I'm
weeks.
just adding this in. Next year, we might be doing this for Halloween because There's a Halloween version.
Oh,
There you
cool.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Heck yeah.
We got to make notes for next year. That one's
Oh,
definitely
she's
on the
already done
list.
it.
Man.
She's already done it. She's got it covered.
Yay!
funny.
That's fantastic.
So do we want to do a little trivia or do we want to tell some more stories first?
Ooh, do some trivia. Do some trivia.
Ooh, trivia.
Break it up, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, hang on. Chelsea said, I vote Jess dress in full Mothman garb to do a reading circle for the kids for both books. Wait a minute.
Video
If
camera.
I recall, is it
Yeah.
Chelsea that has a Mothman costume?
Oh.
Am I wrong? Or am I right?
Oh.
Ooh.
Good, actually. I have wings, but they're too big for the chair I'm sitting in. So
Oh,
I didn't tonight.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen again. And we will start cryptid trivia.
Oh, this is Brian's
boy.
train.
Yep.
It
I was
is.
gonna say, how do you spell cryptid? I don't know.
With a C.
I just do Oklahoma cryptids.
Chelsea said, I mean, I do have a costume. Mm-hmm. Yay.
Well,
We might be
I-
hitting you up for story time. All right. So now this first one, before we get started, I'm just going to tell you it's a super easy one, but not all of them are going to be super easy. But this is just to kind of wet your whistle.
She's going to numb us into complacency.
I am. Okay, number one, who wrote the book, The Mothman Prophecies? Was it A, Max Brooks, B, John Keel, C, John Smith, or D, Brian Dunning?
All the alternates are way funnier than the actual real answer.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Now, how are we gonna chime in first? Are we gonna raise hands? Are we gonna say ding, 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 or what are we gonna do?
I don't know. We
What do
need
we-
buzzers.
Somebody answer. I'll take care of the sound effect.
Okay.
The answer is B, John Keel.
Yay!
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct, sir.
Max
All right.
Brooks is very funny. though.
John
That-
Smith
that-
brought
that's
the
hilarious.
Mothman prophecies down from the mountain.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
On
That's
two
funny.
stone
He did.
tablets.
Now I didn't
Mhm.
think about that. Okay, number
Right.
two. A 1987 film about Bigfoot was called Harry and the Blank.
Ding, 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 ding.
Who went first?
Ding, ding, ding.
I think we gotta do that at the same
I
time.
mean,
Ding,
Shauna.
ding, ding.
The Henderson. See.
Yay!
It's not A. Oh,
Yay.
I like
no,
Harry
A,
Freeman better.
A is the prawn version. It's
okay. I got that.
Grr.
you can
Yeah.
only find it on certain places.
That was on side B, right?
It was very funny and it made you really love him.
Or Harry
Yeah.
the Hairy Ape.
I've
That was
never
who? Ray
watched that.
Stevens? Is that who sang that? Harry the Hairy Ape. Harry the Hairy Ape that made his escape.
I can't remember.
The great grape ape.
Oh,
Okay, Wiggly.
There's a
Okay, number
flashback.
3. Baby monsters in Tremors 4 were called A, sand snippets, B, wormies, C, dirt dragons, or D, little uns.
Whatever the thing is, I'm going to say it's got to be C. I don't care if it's right or wrong. It's got to be Dirt Dragon.
Does sound good, doesn't it?
It does.
Is anybody else chiming in?
I
I'm
don't
gonna say
remember.
B.
It's been a long time since I watched
I
I don't
Tremors.
remember Tremors 4. I'm a
don't
big
either.
fan of the original, of course.
Well,
but,
I watched the first one. The rest of them were even more awful.
And Brian,
No.
you said B as in
what are you talking about?
Boy.
Tremors 1 is a great movie.
Yeah, Tremors. The first Tremors is good.
I even
Yeah.
have a clip, but I can't play it because this is a family show.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it somebody screaming?
Okay, so what's the consensus? What do we want to say? Dirt dragons or wormies?
Oh, Brian said wormies.
I thought it was
No.
D.
Ian says
thinking-
nobody watched
I'm-
Tremors 4, and I agree.
I think
I
Right.
never watched. I
I'm kinda
watched it,
thinking
but I
my-
didn't. I think I fell asleep during it.
I'm kind of thinking it's B, but I really want it to be Dirt Dragons.
I like A.
Dirt dragons it is.
Dirt dragons.
Oh.
Yay.
Oh, sorry.
Does anybody remember what the flying ones were called from 3?
Ass
shit.
blasters.
Flybees.
Yes.
What were they called?
Flybees.
Ass
Blasters.
blasters.
Ass
They actually
blasters?
shot
Oh my
fire.
They would
god.
build up gas in their backside and blow themselves across like a rocket and ass blasters.
Oh,
Oh my
that's
God.
It
horrible.
was really cheesy.
That's not even a real B movie, man.
I need
That's,
a shirt
that's
that
like
says
way
that.
down to C or something.
Too
Okay.
funny.
Well, the first one had Kevin Bacon in it.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's been way too long.
And Reba.
Yeah.
Reba.
And Reba. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Don't
Reba.
forget.
Huh.
Yeah.
A gun-toting Reba. That was great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, number 4. The name Yeti is derived from Yeta, which means A, ape man, B, hairy one, C, rock thing, or D, claws.
Ooh.
Brian?
I'm gonna say
I'm guessing B.
I'm saying B.
Thinking B or
I don't
C.
speak Himalayan.
Did expert.
Yeah.
I have had some Himalayan possum before.
You found
Ew.
Himalayan. You found Himalayan in the road.
Yep.
No.
Himalayan in the
That's so gross.
Did you get the flat version?
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's the consensus? B or C? Is that what we came down to? Was B or C?
Yeah, I'm thinking B.
B.
I'm
B
is
guessing
in
B.
B.
I would probably go for.
It is C,
Oh.
rock
Oh,
Rock
rock thing.
Thing.
Well, I feel really stupid now.
thing.
Why rock thing? Because he
Bang.
rocks?
I'm
Been
sorry,
wrong.
they're
Bang.
wrong.
I guess the Himalayan mountains is why they call it the rock thing.
They have
Yeah.
a lot of rocks.
Yeah.
True. A lot of snow too.
you get stoned up there.
Oh.
Okay, number 5. Braxy is another name for A, Nessie, B, Bigfoot, C, the Flatwoods Monster, or D, Mothman.
I got no clue.
I think
A.
A.
Nessie.
Oh my god.
A.
I'm thinking A.
It's A or C, but
I'm gonna go A.
yeah.
A or C? Okay. It is C, the
Oh,
Flatwoods Monster.
I live in
I've
Caribbean, dude.
never heard of that.
What is the Flatwoods Monster?
Oh, careful.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like a Kentucky thing.
It's West Virginia.
Yeah, it's
and-
West Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. Okay.
Yeah. And the weirdest thing about that is, and I still think that was some kind of alien. It wasn't even a real cryptid, but anyway, but yeah, it's kind of funny. The weirdest thing about that whole deal is like when it stopped, it stopped. There was no, continuing on, people telling stories and feigning that they saw it. It just, when it quit, and then nobody ever reported it again.
Oh.
So,
That's
Looks
almost-
like
Am
an
I getting
alien
it
too.
confused? Yeah. Am I getting it
It's-
confused, or was it like silver in color? Am I getting it
Silver,
confused with
goldish in
something
color. It's the one that had the head shaped like like
Yes.
an ace of spades.
like an ace of spades, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it
okay.
floated and smelled like sulfur, and
Oh,
the government
right.
tried to say it was an owl. So,
It was not an owl.
Oh no.
Ooh.
but it
Yeah,
actually
you-
got the Project Blue Book guys out there.
Oh, I will have somebody that worked in the DOD that talks about the Project Blue Book next
yeah.
season. That's going to
Nice.
be interesting. Yeah.
Cool.
That'll be
Yeah, that,
cool.
that Flatwoods.
I'm going to have
thing,
to ask her about this. This is
Yeah.
going to be interesting.
That's almost like the Momo, the monster in
Right?
in Missouri. That only lasted but back in the 70s and never heard about it since.
Mhm.
Mhm.
A lot of things get covered up. Hmm.
Yeah.
Because they die and they get buried,
Yeah, literally get covered
Yeah.
up.
basically.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be funny on that one. That's true. Okay,
Hey,
Braxy. Now we know.
Now we
How
know
happy the
Braxy is
government-
another name for the Flatwoods Monster.
Wow.
Okay.
That's from the government.
Number
to say
6.
All right.
Olgoi Korkoi is also known as A, monkey bat, B, Mongolian deathworm, C, man-eating tree, or D, Siberian yeti.
I got no
I
clue,
think-
but
I'm going to say B.
I
I
want it to be
think
B.
it's B.
Deathworm.
I
Deathworm.
want it to be
Yeah,
B.
that does
Deathworm.
sound like a death worm.
Does
Yeah.
it sound like a deathworm?
It
Yeah.
sounds Mongolian.
It is a death worm.
Yay!
Yay!
And that is the one, the Mongolian death worm is the thing I may have seen up in northern Illinois.
What?
Ooh.
We don't
Yeah,
know
I-
this story.
Oh yeah, I was telling you guys a story about that accordion type weird looking little critter that walked across the.
Oh.
That looks like the worms and trimmers.
It kind of was
Inchworm
slinking
kind of
across
look?
like an inchworm type thing, yeah. But this one was like, if you would have stretched it out, it would have been probably maybe 8 inches in diameter and maybe 4 to 5 feet long.
Holy
Oh
Like,
my!
What the hell? And my
Wow.
friends, well, some of my friends were saying, well, you should have ran over it. I would have. I'm like, no, I was afraid that it had little baby ones in it. Then I'd be eaten alive.
Oh, dang. Like when you
Oh.
smash a spider and all
like-
the babies run.
Exactly.
Ew.
So
But
well, that was a horrible visual, but yes,
Oh God!
I was thinking of
ooh.
monster movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very.
Yeah,
There
okay.
is a monster movie
If
called
you-
the
if you look
Mongolian
at the
Death
one-
Worm.
If you look at the one with the little guy running,
Yeah.
it was kind of like that, but it wasn't that big. I mean, that one's probably about 20 feet or so, or 30 feet. But no, this was about, I don't know, about 4 or 5 feet long.
Yuck.
Ian
was
said if it
weird,
didn't
too.
kill you,
Yeah,
it wasn't
good.
a death worm.
It came out of the, well, I drove the other side of the highway to get around it.
Ugh.
So
Yikes.
it was
That's
crazy.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay, hang on. Let me switch screens here real quick.
We got more?
Yeah, we got more.
Yes. Okay. We're doing great. I
Right?
got 2 right.
Okay, the X-Files episode Humbug suggested murders had been committed by A, the Fiji mermaid, B, zombies, C, the crocodile man, or D, a ghost.
Oh God! I don't remember this one, but I'm gonna think it might be a ghost.
Crocodile man.
I think it was a mermaid. They're terrible.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
go with Ghost.
I'm gonna
Honestly,
go
don't
with
know.
A.
So we got 2 for the mermaid, 2 for the ghost.
Come on, Brian. Me and
No.
you.
I got crocodile man.
Oh, and crocodile man. Okay. You ready? It is the Fiji
Oh!
I bet you
Take
guys
that.
watched that episode.
I did
have
watch that
seen
episode.
I've seen every episode of
I
X Files. I
probably
can't remember
did.
every one of them.
own every
I only
single
watched the
episode.
first season. I'm sorry, I'm lame.
Yeah, I've watched them all, but I don't remember that
This
one.
was like season maybe 4. I can't remember which season. It was not 1. I
The only
think it was
reason
in
I
season
watched it
4.
was because I liked Scully.
Did you watch the most recent one that happened? Like what? 8 years ago? 10 years ago?
I watched the first season. I never got a chance.
Ah,
Chelsea said she's been binging it. Pretty sure she watched
Quality
that episode not too
time,
long
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
yeah. They had
Yeah,
some
that's
really
a great
good
show, man.
shows.
I need to go back and watch it again.
Yeah,
Chelsea, are
same.
those on H and I?
Huh?
Chelsea, are those on H and I?
Heroes and Icons.
Oh, the X-Files?
Yeah, I was just wondering.
I'm not
They've got
sure.
all sorts of oldie
They're on
oldies on
DVD
there.
at my house.
I think
Okay.
it is.
Okay, number 8. A sea serpent of Norwegian folklore is A, Selma, B, Vera, C, Mussy, or D, Godrin.
See.
I'm gonna say
Mussy.
B.
I'm gonna say
Mussy,
B. Vera.
B for Vera. Okay.
I think
Or
I'm
I'll
gonna
go with
go.
Selma.
Oh, I'm gonna go for D. I mean, this sounds like a on Hulu.
Oh, she's been
okay.
watching it on Hulu.
Oh,
Okay.
very nice.
Nice. I have Hulu. Yay.
Now you
Okay.
can watch the X Files too.
Right? I'm excited.
Sounds like a Scooby Doo one. The first couple.
Selma and Vera.
Oh, that's
Mussy
Thelma.
or
That's
Godrin?
not Selma. That was Thelma. I say D. I'm gonna
D?
go for
Okay.
B.
I'm going with it.
B.
Gudrun.
B is in
Vera,
boy and
Vera.
Vera. So Vera
Come
or
on,
Godrin?
Vera.
Selma. It is
Yes.
Selma.
Ah.
Damn
Wow.
you.
Selma sounded way more Norwegian than the rest of those words.
Right?
Right?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay, number 9. The Owl Man is said to be spotted in which Cornish village? A, St. Mary Mead, B, Monnon, C, Lizard, or D, Wolf?
Lizard and Wolf are village names?
I guess so.
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
okay.
that's why I ruled C and D out of me.
I'm going to
Yeah.
walk out on a limb and say lizard.
Yeah.
B B B
I'd
B
say A.
I'm going to go with B. Mon.
B B B B.
Monarch.
You're right.
Wow.
I'm wondering if I screwed some of those up, but at least I got the right one on there. We'll find out on the next one. Oh, I did. Okay. A Rougarou can transform into A bat, B, a cat, C, a lizard, or D, a wolf.
Wolf.
D.
Wolf.
Rougarou?
B wolf.
Brian knows this one.
I watched the
Yeah, I'm going with
Scooby-Doo
Brian.
episode on this.
It's D.
Yeah. It is D.
Yay!
Loup-garou.
I've seen
right
Supernatural
on
on
Scooby.
CW. It has to be.
Ah.
I got a T-shirt that has Loup-garou on it.
Oh.
Okay, 11. This strange fish is no longer considered a cryptid. Is it A, a
I'm gonna say
what-
B.
is it coelacanth?
Coelacanth. It's
Coelacanth.
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 B, a hairy mammoth fish.
I'm going for
C,
C.
Tusky bob. I like Tusky bob.
Bob.
I work with that guy.
D, or a streaking eel. I know
I
I,
want to
like
say
Tusky
D.
bob.
I'm
The
going
shrieking
D.
The correct
Isn't that
answer is
from the
A,
Princess Bride?
coelacanth, found in the 20s off the eastern coast of Africa near.
Oh my god.
You're correct.
I gotta look
Well,
that up
Well, I
now.
know.
Tusky Bob sounds much more cool,
I
though.
like
Cool.
Tusky
And I know
Bob.
D is on.
Doesn't
the
it bring up a
Princess
picture
Bride.
in your mind?
Yeah, the Princess
Is it a
Bride.
shrieking eel or a streaking eel?
Ah,
I,
Oh, I
think,
Oh.
I think it's a shrieking eel.
it's from
on-
the
Now we know
the
the naked
Princess
truth.
Bride.
I don't know if you surprise it, it
Shrieking
might
eels.
streak and shriek. I don't know.
Mm.
Poor
That's one
That
thing
Tusky
thing
Bob.
doesn't look like a
So underrated.
cryptid.
The new generation does not shriek.
Well, the reason the
Yes,
coelacanth is considered is they found them in art in prehistoric records in fossils millions of years ago.
Oh.
They didn't think it was real until somebody happened across one at a fish market there in Africa where someone had drug one up and they just put it out for sale. I'm like, holy crap, this thing's millions of years old in a rock bed that I just found over here.
Wow.
Wow.
Turns out it still exists.
Is that the one with the big giant teeth?
It's sort of like that.
Every
It's-
armored
That's
cave.
Tusky
not like-
Bob.
no, that's a
it's
shark.
not- yeah.
Tusky Bob, a land shark. There you go.
See, I was right. N
Okay.
says that Tusky Bob lives in the Appalachians, so he's real too. You guys
Wow.
are right.
Hey, look at
There
that.
you go.
Ian's all over it.
Yeah,
Learn
thank you,
your
N.
That's funny. Okay, the next one, number 12. Name the star of the 2002 film The
Oh my
Mothman
God.
Prophecies. Was it A, Richard Gere, B, Kevin Bacon, C, Jason Statham, or D, Tom Hopper?
Would be
But a
A or
totally different movie
B.
with Jason Statham.
It's
I'm going with
Totally
B.
A. Hello, I'm
Yeah,
the
it's-
Mothman like expert.
A.
Richard
It
Gere.
is. You
Joe
are
Jones were
correct.
with
It is
something
A.
Yeah.
It is Richard Gere. I can't believe that was 2002 when that came out.
Wow.
I know, isn't that crazy?
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's been a
22
while.
years ago.
Okay, we're in the home stretch here. We got a few more. Number 13, Squatch was the mascot of which basketball team? A, the Seattle Supersonics, B, the Portland Trail Blazers, C, the Utah Jazz, or D, the Orlando Magic?
B.
B.
I'm saying B.
You're saying
gonna-
B for
Sounds-
Portland Trail
I'm going to say
Blazers?
B,
It
but it
might
could
be
be
pretty
A.
Portlandish, yeah.
Portlandish?
Oh, no.
Portlandia?
Portlandia.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
C.
C, the Utah Jazz?
I'm just guessing.
It is A, the Seattle
Oh.
Supersonics.
Oh.
Wrong.
Wow.
Sasquatch.
Shot out of
Wow.
this battle.
The
Dang.
I bet that saxophone playing Squatch does the
Oh.
Utah Jazz.
I bet he does
That's-
too.
That was
Sasquatch,
Tusky
yeah.
Bob.
I've seen photos of that.
Tusky Bob was the Utah Jazz mascot.
That's
I've
funny.
seen a photo of Mr. Foot playing the saxophone.
Ah.
Number 14, a 1999 hoax was a winged dinosaur called A, Sulcravia morris, B, Dragon McDragonface, B,
B.
Smogia volans, what did I say? C, Smogia volans, or D, flying death?
I like B.
It's
Dragon
definitely
McDragon
Sounds
face.
cool.
Dragon
Dragon
McDragon.
McDragon face.
I'm going to go with, I have no idea, but I'm going to guess D.
I'm gonna go D.
Okay.
Monumental.
B
I'm gonna
sounds
go A
B
because
sounds
that's
great for
So
McDonald's.
weird looking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go C just for fun.
Mark
Yeah.
said C. What did you say, Brian?
A.
A. Okay. It is C, Smogia volans. If I remember correctly, Smogia, they came up with that because it was smog, which was
Smog.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
I
Rings.
still like
And
Dragon
Volans.
McDragon face.
Volans stood for flying or something like that, or wings, one or the other. But it was a newspaper that came up with that as a April Fool's prank.
Well,
Not surprising.
Yep.
The
Okay, number
Smithsonian still came in and stole it.
Number 15, Megalania is an extinct giant what? A snake, a goanna, a wombat, or a wolf?
A.
A.
C.
Snake.
I just want it to be a
Wombat.
wombat.
A for snake or C for wombat?
I'm
Alrighty.
guessing
Easy.
A.
A.
I'll
Moana.
go D just to be different.
Okay. It is B, a goanna,
Oh,
which is
Moana.
it's a lizard. It's a
Oh.
what are the big like a Komodo dragon lizard, like a big one.
Oh,
That's cool.
okay.
Obi-Wan Kenobi rode one of those.
Yeah.
I think he
He
did.
did.
That's funny.
Wow.
Wonder how those taste.
Almost like an iguana.
They seem like they'd be really tough.
Okay, here we go. The monsters in the film Tremors are called A, sandworms, B, snakeoids, C, suckers, or
I
D,
know this.
graboids.
Hey.
The correct answer is D, graboids.
Yep,
Graboids.
I like suckers.
I concur.
Fun part on this. Okay, first, yes, it was D, graboids. When they were making the movie, when they were trying to decide what to name them, snakeoids and suckers were two of the top runners.
Well,
For the names.
they actually had a character in the show during the movie. They were trying to think up a name for whatever these monsters were, and snakeoids was one of them. Sandworms they threw out. They're like, no, that's dumb because it belongs to a different IP. And I don't remember them saying suckers, but graboids ended up being the one that they went with in the movie.
Pretty good.
Yep.
And I do believe that ends our.
I think sandworms wasn't that the
Yeah,
one
that's
that was
it. That was the
in,
last one.
That's Dune.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, the
yeah.
sand. There were
Was that-
sandworms. in
Yeah, there's
something.
sandworms in Star Wars.
Star Wars.
In Star Wars.
All
Sand
right.
people.
Well, it was
So
not
I
called a
went.
sandworm.
Oh, it's sand people.
I'm guessing.
So everybody wins.
Hey!
You'll receive your
Went and
ribbon.
looked up
That
Tusky Bob. So I
You
went
what?
and looked up Tusky
That was
Bob.
actually a good poll by Ian.
And-
Oh,
gotta
boy.
give Ian a point for that one.
I can't find Tusky Bob, but I found Bob Tusky. I think it's
Oh.
Tusky Bob. Like he switched his moniker so he could hide out.
Maybe
And
so.
apparently
Oh.
now he runs an appliance business in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, I bet he's got
Wow.
Yeah.
He's in
Beard.
We
hiding.
know,
He's
Orange.
we
camouflaging.
know that he's
He's
Tusky
real.
Bob, not Bob Tusky.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know I'm right. The
That's
jig is up,
funny.
Bob.
We know who you are, you
He's
appliance
probably
dude.
like, drat,
Ugh.
foiled again. He's gonna go have to go back into hiding now.
Yep.
All right. Does anybody else have a haunted story to tell?
I
Chelsea
have.
said a lot of those questions have me thinking that there should be a Tremors watch party now.
Oh,
I am
very
in. I love that idea.
Absolutely. That sounds fun.
We'll even watch the old TV show that ran for only one season.
Oh,
Ooh.
right. I think that was more interesting than the series. Oh, sorry.
The first one wasn't bad.
The first one wasn't
I
bad.
like
It was the rest of them afterwards.
They
I
got
love the first.
progressively worse as they went on.
Yeah, they certainly jumped over the shark, as they say. For as
Yeah.
it went on with it, there was like a winter one where they went up to Alaska or wherever there was a lot of them. But I greatly enjoyed the first one. The second one I thought was not so bad, but then it really fell off.
I agree. Yeah.
Then it shit the bed.
Well, when
real
you got
quick.
something called ass blasters coming at you, it's kind of.
Yeah, it's true. Ugh.
That's
I
so
have a
funny.
story from the Arctic Circle. Got another one.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, Hot Springs
Talking about you.
Resort. Arctic Circle Hot Springs Resort in the town of Central Alaska was built on the site of a 400 gallons per minute hot spring back in 1918. It then underwent several changes of ownership until finally being closed in 2002. Though the facility shut down due to financial troubles, perhaps some of those troubles were due to the odd happenings staff and visitors reported over the years. In the resort's third floor library, there is said to be a female ghost that roams around the bookshelves, and many of the kitchen workers used to hear strange whistling noises they couldn't explain coming from the hallways and the exterior. A teacher from California even tried to contact the ghost of one of the former owners, recording doors opening and closing on their own and claiming to feel the presence of the former owner's wife nearby. Other visitors have also reported seeing the main hall's chandelier swinging without the help of wind. They also hear footsteps on the stairs and they watch paintings come to life. Or maybe there's just something in the water at this all too lively hot springs. So that was the.
Allegedly, it's Hogwarts.
Ooh.
There you go. Hogwarts. Yep. So that was just another one that I found from up north.
I have a
Aw.
couple more stories, but does anybody else have a story they brought with them?
I do not.
I just wanted to talk
What's
about
the
UFOs,
rules?
which we can say for the
Oh yeah.
Well, we can talk about
Enzo-
UFOs.
We got
Yeah,
Ghost
Enzo
UFO.
definitely has one.
Yeah.
yeah,
go for
sure.
it.
Well, if we want to jump into it now, is while this is not a Christmas UFO story,
It doesn't need to be
it's a
Christmassy.
UFO story that's happening actually right now, all across the world. Apparently, we're going through a good old fashioned UFO flap in the eastern part of the UK, around a couple of military bases we have there, RAF Lakenheath, central part of classic Pine Barrens area of New Jersey. Just last night, several reports from commercial airliners flying across southern Texas of strange lights darting around,
Ooh.
and even more sites with video, which is compelling. I'll give it that.
Ooh.
In around the Phoenix, Arizona area from a few days ago. So there's stuff going on. And oh, by the way, congratulations on surviving the alien apocalypse that we all missed out on yesterday,
Oh.
which was a whole other story. Of,
We can all mark ourselves safe.
Yeah.
I'm
to
only
be fair,
slightly
though,
disappointed.
when that person made the prediction, they said there could be a few days worth of give or take on that actual date. So,
Uh-oh.
but so we're
Tomorrow,
not
it's
quite
tomorrow.
outside of the window. So, but we do have a curious thing, and the last couple of days, I use a program called Flight Radar 24, which tracks aircraft flying all over. I filter it just for military and government flights, and over the last several days, there have been quite a bit of curious traffic around all of these hot spots that I've already mentioned. So as far as the news goes, they're going with it's drones. It's regular commercial
Oh, my
drones
God.
that, which to be fair, there have been like regular civilian folks that have been in those areas that have gone out with their, cameras and recorded some stuff. And you can clearly hear the little props on them, the little, we're talking, JDR Mavic kind of style drones, commercial stuff you buy anywhere. However, some of the stuff doesn't quite fit into that. A lot of the reports that have been coming out is some of these things are very large, vehicle size, like car size.
Yep.
granted, they're like the European stuff. I mean, smaller cars over there that, we're talking, mini, type size,
Mini
MG
Coopers.
mini size. Yeah. Size vehicles. But still, that's pretty big. That's not your off the shelf commercial, order it on Amazon, get it tomorrow
Well,
kind of
somebody
thing.
could be playing around with. There are several places now that are working on and trying to produce for the public human-sized quadcopters.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
think
there's,
you can actually take one as a taxi in Dubai.
Well, there's a company that they named the product Jetson, where it is a small little like kind of roll cage that has like multiple quadcopter type engines on it, where it can carry like one person of normal stature, not a fat ass like me, and carry them for about like 15 minutes. To dart around and stuff like that. So that does exist. That is a real thing. I don't think that's what's going on with some of these sightings, especially over in the UK, where it lasts all night. Where there's dozens of these, whatever they are. There's just as an example, I'll do a share screen here on what I've been looking at. If you want to pull that up. This is Flight Radar 24, where I have it already filtered for just military craft. We'll start out west. Here's the Phoenix area. We've got, that's an Airbus. That's a medical helicopter. There's a Black Hawk. There's a Black Hawk. That's another medical helicopter. Well, there was a Merhawk there, right there. Got a KC-135 circling the area. You can see the path that it's taken.
Oh, wow.
It's refueling somebody.
Huh.
It's going in these areas, circling somebody all the way up to even Albuquerque.
Wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
There's it's a Jet Ranger, it's a police helicopter.
Can you go back in time on that?
Yeah, I can go back 3 months on this one. I have Flight Radar Silver, which allows you to go back in time 3 months.
Nice.
But you kind of have to know what you're looking for to go through.
And it'll show you undocumented aircraft.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like for example, I'm just going to zoom in on the southwest part here of Arizona. This gray area here is a military live fire play area.
That's a no-no, yeah.
They'll part of the process for the military as they're going through the thing is they're going to turn off all their transponders because you don't want that in combat, obviously. So that's part of the checklist is to turn that off. So it wouldn't show up there. However, FAA rules is anytime that they're not doing that, it's supposed to be on. Supposed to be.
Hypothetically, could you go back to night before last midnight around Talahena, Oklahoma, just north of it, and see if there was any unusual activity there?
I certainly could. And honestly, there was an interesting video that came out earlier today that took place around Tulsa area. As far as all these UFO things, there's clearly an aircraft, but it's following just an orb, just a dot, as it's moving along. And that was around the Tulsa area.
That's wild.
A lot of people using Flight Radar 24 seem to think it was another aircraft that was, we have a couple of, in the American inventory, we have a couple of different air refueling aircraft. There's KC-135, which I worked on for 24 years. I'm kind of familiar with it. There's also the KC-46, which is the newer one, which is the replacement, where it was two of those were kind of in the same area at that same time frame. But the lighting configuration doesn't work. And for me as an aviation dude, looking at a lot of these videos, that's what I find the most confusing is the lighting on all of these things. Even I didn't read exactly what Ian popped up there, but we'll swing over. Actually, before we get over there, we'll go over to New Jersey for a second. By the way, this green area down here, that's your classic Pine Barrens. That's your New Jersey Devil type territory. Let's see.
Ian had said the
there's-
Lake and Heath stuff is likely a message from Russia regards in
and
regards to
that's
Ukraine.
and that's pretty likely. Here's KC-46 over there. Earlier today, I mean, granted, it's 9 p.m. East Coast time. There was a C-130 that was doing tracks back and forth in this area that I can't understand why. And there was a buttload of, Black Hawk helicopters all around this area, which are now no longer there. But we'll swing over here to Lake and Heath just for S's and G's. Not seeing anything here. This is RAF Lake and Heath right here to give you a perspective of where that is over in England there. I've spent a ton of time at RAF Mildenhall. That's like the main gateway for a lot of larger aircraft that go through there to go through to the rest of Europe for the US. I have crazy stories about Mildenhall. But earlier tonight, now to be fair, again, it's like about 4 a.m. there right now. Earlier, about 2 hours ago, they had, again, another C-130 doing traffic patterns in this very specific area all around there. They even had some attack helicopters up in the air in that
Really?
region. So yeah, there was certainly something above the normal kind of routine thing that you would normally see for training flights and things like that going on in that area. It's just, that's what we're seeing, right now. This would be live. So
That's interesting.
So it's interesting stuff. The things that you can pull up, like I said, this is just military stuff. If I were to just to give because there's also another issue is a lot of people online, on social media are hearing, oh, wow, we're going through a UFO. So everyone's going outside and they're photographing and filming every light in the sky they see.
Yeah.
Basically the whole Thanksgiving weekend, the busiest travel time of the year.
Right.
So there were certainly a bunch of pictures that came out of Washington, D.C. that supposedly was trying to include itself in that lap. That was just regular air traffic.
I saw that. Yeah. It's like the three lights.
But this is everything. This is all commercial air traffic. This is all military.
Oh my
air
Jesus.
traffic. This is everything on the whole planet right now. And we can even just zooming in on just the US. This is
Good gravy.
everything. So if anybody is confused about they hear, oh man, we're going through a flap, which kind of sounds sort of true. And they go outside, every light in the sky is going to be a UFO.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
there's
That's
certainly
true.
there's certainly
on
been a lot of that you kind of have to filter out, and you have to disappoint somebody. It's like, yeah, that's not what you think it is.
I had a guy a while back show me a picture or a video on his phone, and I'm looking at it, and I said, dude, you work with airplanes. What color are the lights? Green and red and white. And I said, what color do you see on here? Green and red and white.
Yeah, like weekly, I get messages from people, and it's Starlink. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
See a lot of
that. UFO Reddit is full of a lot of stuff. Some of it is a little interesting. A lot of it is stuff that you're used to seeing. The same with hashtag UFOs on Twitter is the same way. There's some a lot of the stuff obviously not real. Things like, I mean, some people are even going back to the Miami mall thing, saying, "Oh, well, there are aliens there too." Not really, but there are some unusual things. That this is an F-15 coming up. This is in the UK, and whatever this thing is.
It's not normal.
Nopes the F
Look
out.
at that. Yeah, look at that. Speed on it.
Wow.
So
That's interesting.
there is some curious stuff in there, and I'll we'll make that full screen just so you can see it again.
It just kind of, yeah. I was like, oh no, let's go the other way.
Look at the speed though. And then it kind of zigs a little bit and goes back and then it moves again.
And the
Yeah,
drone-
that's
The
not
way it just kind of stopped and then back
And
and,
then the
then
abrupt
yeah.
reversal.
normal flight
Now-
pattern.
You know, we've certainly talked about earlier how, you know, there's it's probably, you know, to be fair, and actually I don't know how long Shaw you were the Army for a while. I don't remember how, you know, when your years were, but
98
be-
to 2001.
it used to be back during Saddam Hussein's time, was about a week before Thanksgiving till after New Year's was what we always referred to as saber rattling season, where he would drum up a big mess, make a big ruckus, and then we would, of course, like move people in strategic positions where if he said, you know, was going to follow through with his threats that we were going to do these things, and then he totally backed up. Basically, it was messing with us. He was messing with the military. Really, at that stage, he was messing with the U.S. at that stage. This is curiously in that same season where Russia is certainly going. If you watch the news, there are things have not necessarily been going the way that the Russia would certainly like. And
inauguration.
Yes, and there's that too. This could be a show of strength or force by Russia or by China or even Iran, has the capability to buy a bunch of crazy drones and bolt some weird stuff on it to make it look wacky and send it all around. So there's certainly some strange stuff going on. It's not like it's like robotic stuff. This is certainly not off the shelf type stuff. This is something else. This is a little extra as far as drone technology. Clearly, some of it is drones, but some of it, if I was sending over drones to harass people like an RAF Lakenheath, for example, which is for the most part a fighter base, amongst other things, it's why the hell would you have lights on it?
Yeah.
Right.
Why would you have, your green light on one side, your red on the other, and your amber light in the back, which some of them clearly do show. Although I saw a video earlier from New Jersey that it's clearly some type of large winged it's an aircraft of some type. It's a winged something. But almost all the lights on it were green, which FAA wise, international, color coding for how the wing, all the lights look, that ain't supposed to be how it works. So, but it's clearly a structured aircraft. You can see the engines, you can see the wings, you can see the fuselage and a little bit of the tail, but all of the colors on it are completely wrong. What's going on here?
Right.
So, while I certainly don't have an answer for a lot of these things, a lot of them are, common things that people for the first time went outside after hearing, hey, there might be UFOs out there. Go check it out.
I just had a really
which I still encourage.
Yeah.
To go outside and check stuff out. Just be prepared for maybe a little disappointment in whatever you see for the first time. Because honestly, a lot of people just don't go outside at night, especially this time of year. And these things, there's something odd. There's something well above and beyond going on. I do believe there's, some political shenanigans going on, but there are things that don't fall under that umbrella, that they're strange.
Ian just said they want to be seen. Lakenheath has just received a number of nuclear ordnance.
Lakenheath is one of those bases that certainly has the facilities to hold nuclear weapons. I can or cannot say if they have them or have ever had them, of course, but those facilities do exist. But it's I think there is, as far as Lakenheath itself goes, I do feel that that's a foreign power just swarming the base with stuff. Because during all of the stuff that we've seen in Eastern Europe, they are not afraid to use drones to do stuff. And because of that, that's why the folks over in Lake and Heath is like, don't shoot it down. If one whatever crashes into another one and falls, don't touch it. They've put out very specific instructions. And, oh yes, earlier today, well, probably about 4 hours ago now, there was an emergency session of Congress to hear about these UAPs that have been appearing over in Europe and various other places. So,
Is that what the national? I know that they were supposed to be loosening up some secret information so that the government could make some decisions on some things. Is that what that was in regards to?
I'm not familiar exactly with what it is you're talking about, but there's certainly been a lot of chatter because drones are the newest, biggest, baddest things on the battlefield right now. Over the last few years, we've seen a ton of it over, in a very specific area of Eastern Europe. And it's to detrimental effects to a lot of people on the ground that have never encountered that type of warfare before. Some of it quite horrific because they are more than happy to put those videos online to show people where you can see the expression on their face before it hits them, kind of a thing.
It's terrible.
It's horrific. But it's, there are things about all of this that certainly all the evidence that we've seen, at least I have seen, on the internet, certainly indicates regular propeller style drones, Earth-made stuff. However, there have been a couple of things that are outside of that. So is this two things going on at the same time? Is it something that we've just never seen before, we're not familiar with, and they're all drones of some type or flavor of another? I don't know. But we're seeing it all over the place in New Jersey and Phoenix and Texas and even, in eastern Oklahoma. So we're seeing strange stuff kind of everywhere right now. So
Interesting.
Go outside with your phone. If you see something weird, capture as much as you can. By the way, phone goes this way, not this way.
Yeah.
That's just me. But
Yeah.
try and
find
record as much
something
as you
still.
can. So
Yeah.
Record something still within the picture.
keep something on the ground for perspective, so we know
Yeah.
how fast it's moving.
A light pole
all
is
that stuff.
good. Yeah.
All of those things, those useful tips that we've given over the years are well in play right now. So, because it could be happening all over the place. It's cold outside. It's winter. So nobody's hanging around outside once the sun goes down. Well, there may be strange things in the sky. You may want to take a peek every once in a while.
Ian said, depending on size, the drones could be carrying a payload, whether it is explosive or pathogen. These are dangerous times. Yep.
That's true. You don't know what it is. If you see one of these things go down, do not go near it. Do not go touch it. Notify your local, 911, your local authorities.
Law enforcement.
Even if it doesn't have explosives or a pathogen or whatever, there is still a lot of forensic type materials, that people
even have
from it. If you're grabbing it up and throw it in the back of the pickup, it's, I'll just take it over to the airport.
Yeah.
No, don't touch it. Don't get no ear. Don't look at it. None of that stuff. Keep your distance. So
envelope.
Totally smart thing to do.
it literally is a crime scene at that stage.
Yeah.
To think of
Good point. Good point. All right. Well, thank you for that, Enzo.
Not very
Interesting.
Christmassy, but it's something that's going on right now.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
Christmassy. It's Christmassy
Yeah.
because it's
Green and
going
red
on
light.
right now. It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
There's green and red lights, Enzo. It's Christmas.
There you go.
So.
All right.
Too true.
And
Do
blinking.
we want to
There you
do?
go.
We got a little bit of time. Do we want to do some notebooks?
Yeah, we could do some notebooks.
End it on notebooks.
Christmas notebook.
Yeah.
Everybody at home, are you wanting to do some notebook games? Everybody
Woohoo!
pick. I've got 5 notebooks. Pick a notebook 1 through 5, 75 or under on the pages. And I'll read whatever's on there. Do we want to let one of our guests pick one while we're waiting?
Absolutely.
357.
437.
Oh,
There you
Santa
go.
wants 437.
We'll go with,
437.
No,
but I was number 2. Mark was
437.
first.
What did Mark say?
357.
357. Okay. I'm looking.
Ian said it's like Christmas in the Cold War era. Yes.
It really is. Yeah.
Chelsea said, hopefully Santa and the reindeer stay safe. Good grief. Stay safe in the skies.
That's
I'll
right.
make sure that they do.
Yeah,
Arm
be
this-
careful.
Okay, this one is on Project Pegasus.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. So Project Pegasus, 60s, early 70s, precursor to the Montauk Project, Camp Hero at Montauk Air Force Base, New York, a continuation of time travel and teleportation trials started with the Philadelphia experiment of 1948. The program used children of the government workers of the program to test their adaptability to handle the strains of moving between the past, present, and future. They were subjected to 8 different types of time travel machines. They often used one called the chronovisor. The children were called chrononauts and were being trained to become time travelers for a future U.S. program. It was very similar to the infamous chronovisor reportedly held in the Vatican. Basaggio, when I say Basaggio, I mean Andrew Basaggio, who was the supposed whistleblower on this stuff,
Yeah.
says that Father Ameti, the inventor of the original chronovisor, was actually present the first time he was introduced to the machine. So if you go back, I think it's been like 2 years ago, we did
I
a
think
show
so.
on the Fringe about all of Project Pegasus and Andrew Basaggio's entire story on it. It's super interesting. Go back on the What If Tomorrow media page and find it. It's amazing and scary all at the same time.
Wow.
It was a
You
good
can
show.
check it out on our Spreaker catalog.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Santa said 4. What did
37.
you say? 437?
437.
Okay.
Where is that music coming from? Am I the only one here?
I hear little mumblings every once in a while.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
It ain't me.
It's not me. I was muted.
So this one is on the Dragon Paths. So when we talk about Dragon Paths, we're talking about Chinese ley lines, Asian
Yes.
ley lines. That's what they called them, the Dragon Paths.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This page is on the ones that ran through Australia. So the old straight paths of the Serpent in Australia run across the deserts. The Aborigines have the job of caring for the rock paintings made by their ancestors at the points where the lines cross. Each tribe takes care of their own area, repainting the rocks at the proper time and season. They are called the song lines here, as the Aborigines sing songs of the creation to release the power of the serpent to make the land fertile. So when Australians talk about, going on their walkabouts and singing their songs, they're actually charging the ley lines when they do that. Little known fact.
Oh.
That's what that's about.
Really?
Interesting.
Yes, it's a very old Aborigine thing. Like you would go on your walkabout because you were walking the lines and you were becoming one with the energy of the earth.
So are they actually words to these songs, or is it more like just tones that they were engaging
Both.
in? Both
of it, yeah. And then when you start talking about like the didgeridoos and stuff like that, then you're starting to get into the phonetics and stuff like that, which we were kind of talking about on the Fringe, and like a month or so ago, we were talking about the vibrations and stuff
Yeah.
that work with the
harmonics.
energy lines. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, that's what that's on.
Cool.
Yeah. What do we got next? Who we got up?
313.
313
313.
for Shauna.
Okay.
Ian said it sounds like a Christian pilgrimage. It kind of does.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like the West too. You know, with what is it, the Hopi and the Skinwalker Ranch type things, where they use sound and music and song and to open up portals and different things like that.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty
I've got a
cool.
runny nose. Okay. This one is on the Toronto Protocols. So we were talking about the Toronto Protocols when it's related it's actually related to Bosagio and the entire it kind of steps up into that. So the Toronto Protocols were written by Sergei Monast in 1967. Final preparations for the plan of the fall of the nations by the highest levels of Freemasonry in Toronto, Canada. So we're getting into conspiracy theory where they're talking about the takedown of the New World with the New World Order and, you know, the pentablet and all that other stuff. We were getting into conspiracy theories with that. So
it is a novella.
What's playing?
I don't know. I hear something.
Not sure. I've been hearing it all night.
Yet this
Who's
very
playing
short
that?
book, with its
I don't know.
and redemption, is one of the most popular in the world.
Weird.
That is strange.
Not I.
No, you were muted, Brian.
Oh.
Huh.
There, it's gone. Okay, weird.
I'm trying to see if there's anything going on my phone. Nope.
Yeah, I'm checking my
strange.
phone, but
I was checking mine.
I've got my sound completely off.
So in the Toronto Protocols, the number fell 666 as part of the theory. The 6 largest banks in the world, the 6 largest energy groups, and the 6 largest agri-food and pharmaceutical businesses. And in the document Bread and Circus Games, they referred to an old Roman phrase, emperors used to... Wow, that is annoying.
That is weird.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Emperors used to entertain and feed the masses so that they would be too distracted from taking interest in politics. So basically, we were going over the fact that in the Toronto Protocols, they were talking about that the world governments and the hierarchy were using shifty things to change the ideas of the public to get their stuff across. And it was actually quite applicable even to our times now, kind of the shadiness that's been going on with the governments and everything.
Well,
So
I
that's what that
mean,
was about.
Orwell said, distract them with football and food.
Yeah.
Breads and circuses.
Basically, yeah.
We make it
Sorry,
Okay,
I was
so-
trying to see if it was me. It wasn't me.
It wasn't you. We heard it while you were gone.
In once, notebook 4, page 16.
Nice.
Okay. Pulling it up.
Oh, I guess I should unmute myself. Why don't we all try muting while Jess is talking and maybe
I just
that'll-
had mine on mute, but I think, Jess, it's your voice echoing.
Oh, maybe so.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and mute
I've been
too.
mute. I'm mute.
Yeah, let's all mute.
Okay. Wow. Crazy. Okay. Hold on. I'm getting through this one. It's not numbered.
Okay, it's not doing it now, but
Okay.
is somebody
Enzo.
watching it, listening in the background to our show?
I'm not.
Uh-uh. Strange.
Okay.
I'm
Enzo,
not.
you need to play
Okay. I'm muting again. Bye.
Okay, I'm going to read this.
Okay.
So ends is in part of I can't remember what we were writing about. It's part of the Mandelas. So the world ended in 2012 theory. Nick Hinton on Twitter believes the world ended in 2012 when they found the Higgs boson, or the God particle. He believes the Higgs boson destroyed the universe and shifted our consciousness to another universe, which caused the Mandela effect with some people. Examples cited: people remember the Statue of Liberty being on Ellis Island while it's actually on Liberty Island, and some people remember climbing the torch of the Statue of Liberty when it's been closed to the public since World War I, even though there are photos taken from inside. Also, the ancient Mayan calendar ended in December 21st, 2012. Stephen Hawking believed that in 2012, our universe went into a catastrophic vacuum decay. He theorized that the discovery of the Higgs boson would one day destroy the universe. And then it goes on with several examples. So this was the very beginnings of our looking into Mandela effect, the 2012 theory, CERN being involved. It's just listings and listings and listings of all the crazy that was going on at the time. But it's like the basics. This is actually a very old notebook. So
It is, because we've come across quite a few more since then, and more recent ones too. We just had a show on it with Mark not too long ago.
yeah.
Yeah, about a week and a half ago. And Pam, I mentioned the following day that I had a weird situation,
Mhm.
and now I'm echoing.
Is it you?
I don't know. Hello?
Weird.
Yeah,
I'm not
whatever,
sure.
whatever that background is, might be from you, Ken.
It's possible, but
Mhm.
it was still going on when I muted myself a bit ago, but it's doing it again now. I don't know. Maybe there's something with my PC.
It could be the internet. We discussed at the beginning of the show
Oh, that's
how
true.
everybody was having
Act-
network issues.
Weird stuff.
So
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you real quick on the Mandela effect. I was telling Pam last week that Wednesday I went to work last week, and I'm going to read my notes here. Wednesday I went to work. Coffee pot had 2 cups remaining. I poured a cup of coffee, went to my desk, put the coffee cup down, went to another office to get something, went back to my desk, coffee cup was gone. Retraced my steps, nothing found. Went back to the kitchen. The pot is now full, which is not even 5 minutes later. I poured another cup and enjoyed it. All day, we all talked about it, and nobody could ever find my coffee cup, which was full, and it was hot originally. So maybe I've slipped into a new time stream again, and my other self was probably laughing and drinking our hot cup of coffee that morning. We never did find the cup of coffee.
Your
Oh,
other
wow.
self was probably trying to figure out where the fresh cup of coffee came from on their desk.
It was a Christmas present.
it
No.
was very
Zero.
kind of you, Ken, to donate your coffee to
Zero.
your other self.
That
Yes.
was an odd one.
That was
Is there a
just
coffee
total-
swiper elf in Iceland? Maybe.
Oh.
Swiper no
it-
swiping. Swiper no swiping.
I don't know.
A coffee liquor?
Oh no.
I think it'd be coffee nabber. Okay,
That
I'm gonna
sounds
go back.
better.
Yeah,
Coffee goblin.
nabber. There you go. I'm gonna mute.
Coffee goblin.
All right. The next one is Ginger, right? Notebook 1, page 12.
That's
Yeah, that's Ginger. Yeah.
Okay, I've got it pulled up here while we was chit-chatting. This is actually an interesting page. So this page doesn't have like research notes. It has a note to myself. So I went back and looked, and we were writing about Rosemary Island Guiley's gin book, about her theories on the gin and all of that. And this is actually the end of the notes for me. And I wrote on this page, it said, "Did Rosemary end up like John Keel? Often complained about clicking sounds and other things while talking about the gin."
She
And
did.
this is something we've discussed before. So Rosemary is kind of like a female John Keel.
Yeah.
She dove headfirst into the gin side of things. In fact, at the end, she was reportedly saying that she thought the gin was everything.
Yeah.
Like everything went back to the gin. And she got to the point where, much like John Keel, was getting weird phone calls where all that was on the other side was weird clicking sounds or buzzing sounds. Things would go missing. She would send mail to people, and then it would get sent back to her in a completely different envelope with weird cryptic notes on it, and it had never gone to the person it was intended to. They'd never seen it. And reportedly when she passed, a lot of her notes and things went missing, much like John Keel.
Yeah.
To this day, there's like 20 some boxes of tape recordings and research that they've never found of John Keel's that was sitting in his apartment when he passed and was suddenly gone when they went into his apartment afterwards. So
Yeah, somebody went and took him first. Cleaned it out.
Weird.
yeah,
But she did,
so-
you're right. She did kind of kill herself over that. And yeah, she got a little too deep into it for sure. It's one of those, you stare into the abyss stares back.
Oh.
Goes out and gives you a smack across the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always give that warning. If you start getting in too deep and you start noticing some really strange things happening around you, take that step back. Take
Yeah.
yourself out of it for a while.
Don't kill yourself.
Yeah,
Don't
we've
kill
had to.
yourself.
I've been warned, to stop.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the Jinn and the Fae.
Yeah, I've had a lot of conversations with her in the past.
Yeah, you knew her,
and-
didn't you?
Yeah, I knew her. She was really a great person. I kind of used her as one of my mentors and learned a lot from her about a lot of different topics. But I do remember her saying a couple times, be careful that you don't go too deep because they will watch you and they will contact you and you have no idea who they are.
Oh, that's kind
Yeah,
of creepy.
Yeah, it really
creepy.
is. But she
I
was
had
a
to giggle a
wonderful
little bit.
woman.
Chelsea said, too bad there isn't a 12th notebook. We could do page 25. If only she knew how many notebooks there actually are.
What are we up to?
That's true.
5,000? I don't know.
No, not nearly that much, but there's definitely more than 12. But I'm not going to haul those all over here to play a game with
You
them.
need a dolly,
Dear
don't
God.
you?
I'll throw my back out.
Ah.
She said maybe that's yeah.
Anywho,
Maybe
I think
missing
we're
fresh
coming down
coffee.
towards the end, aren't we?
We
Yeah.
are.
So,
Yep. 2 hours plus.
Yeah.
So that's actually very good.
It's only an hour and a half for me.
Ah.
I think our party
30
went
minutes
really
for you.
well.
Yeah, you did. It was fun.
Brian, do you have any stories? You've been enjoying them all evening.
Well, since you brought up UFOs, I'm probably going to upset you guys because I can't really share this. But well, when I tell somebody I'm not going to distribute photographs,
Yeah.
I keep that. But the reason why I was asking about Talahina night before last is yesterday I got a photo of I have no idea what it is. If I run into you guys in person, I'll show it to you. But
Cool.
it's you remember that movie Men in Black, and they had like the worms, the tall, skinny worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine 6 of those, white in color, no clothes, walking across the highway at night with some type of UFO orb, something over the highway.
Interesting.
Oh,
That's
weird.
weird.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of weird stuff in my time, and it got bounced off of me, and I was like, "That ain't no cryptid I've ever heard of." Let alone,
Huh.
it looks like there's at least 6 of them.
Almost like almost like
Maybe
a
they're
walking
legs.
stick.
Yeah, I mean, it was really weird, and you could see the highway in the picture, and you could tell that they look like they're about 4 foot tall.
Weird.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
As I recall
Remind
from the
me.
movies, didn't they always like have a cup of coffee in their hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the break room
And
smoking.
they may have swiped your coffee there. It's
coffee
Ah.
swipers. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm telling you.
They were little mischievous buggers.
I don't know, but that was pretty weird. That just came in, and that was down by Tallahena, just north of Tallahena. And as far as that, I don't have any, stories that I could classify under a Christmas.
Too bad they
deal.
didn't have Santa Claus hats on.
Ah,
I know. No.
Photoshop.
ah.
Yeah, still not sending it to you. But anyway, I don't know. I didn't know I was supposed to have a story put together, so kind of I was bad.
We're just
you know,
glad you
anything-
came.
Mhm.
Anything you've been working on interesting here lately? That obviously besides that one.
Well, we've started working on we started a new documentary that we're starting work on, and it's going to be a little bit different than some of the stuff that we've done in the past. It's going to be more of instead of a short-term deal, it's going to be more of a long-term project.
Oh, nice.
Which we're kind of looking forward to that and putting it together. We've got an expedition coming up right after Christmas, where we're going back down to southeastern Oklahoma to this one new location that we're at. Last time we were there, I got more audio footage of Bigfoot howls in one night than I've ever gotten put together before.
Really?
Wow.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. And they were close. So got all that. Gonna probably save that and put that in the documentary. I'll let you guys listen to it if you want sometime. But
Cool.
they're different, and there's a big difference between hearing them in person and hearing them, with headphones on.
Oh
So,
yeah.
It's weird. It's real weird. So
It's like hearing a disembodied voice when you're out in a abandoned place, and
As
then
opposed to
you
hearing
play
it
it
on-
back. Yeah.
yeah. And then we've got I'm starting to learn how to sort the Bigfoot vocals from the coyote vocals. It seems like they're either yelling at the coyotes to shut up, or I've got a theory that they're actually using the coyote vocalizations as camouflage for their own vocalizations.
They might
Oh.
be.
Why not?
Makes sense.
Interesting.
It does.
Well,
make
if
sense.
you've got people going out into the field and say they're like call blasting, the Ohio howl and stuff like that, they start to figure out that, hey, these people are listening to our calls.
Mhm.
And so maybe they might have thought this. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting thoughts in their mind, but when you put it on a spectrograph, man, you can see it, and it is completely separate. So it's actually pretty cool. It's some new stuff we're working on. I haven't found any new good tracks lately, but the water levels are dropping at some of these local lakes, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty hopeful that we're going to have some good footprints soon, especially now that deer season's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very
So,
cool.
Hey, Brian, I got a question for you. Do we have time? I was watching an episode of like Ancient Aliens or something recently, and there was a guy on there, Dr. Michio Kaku, I think his name is,
Yeah.
and he mentioned something about aliens may have visited our planet long ago, and or maybe have sent DNA components to our planet. And it got me thinking, could some of this DNA that potentially came here, could that have mutated over time and produced, I guess, the race of Squatch? Highly intelligent alien type beings. Could that be a possibility?
well, it is. I mean, anything's possible, and to be honest with you, that's a very easy thing to throw up and speculate on. But if I was going to make an argument for it, I would say this: people who have looked into the DNA structure of octopi, octopus, they'll when you look at their DNA is so radically different from any other animal on the planet that a lot of people are starting to speculate that they originally came from a different planet.
Yeah.
And so I would say that there might be a natural precedent for that. That argument, yeah, possibly. But at the same time, a lot of people throw that whole Melba Ketchum DNA study in there where the mitochondria DNA was not known. And just because a DNA sequence is not known, that doesn't mean that it's angelic or alien or anything like that. I mean, it could just be a type of relic hominoid that we've never sequenced before or never seen.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
So, somebody's happy.
That was my husband.
Somebody had dinner on the table.
That's funny.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that a little bit. That I just found it really interesting. I'm like, boy, could that be a piece of the puzzle?
Well, like I said, I always tell people, there's a difference between where the evidence leads us and what just makes a really good story. And it's an excellent hypothesis, but we don't really have any evidence that really is pushing us in that direction yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just a really good story.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Are we about ready? It's getting late.
It is.
That's my
3
bedtime.
a.m. comes early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting late. Oh, we partied too hard.
We did.
It is
All right.
time for some lucid dreaming tonight, right?
That's right.
Had to use
All
our
right.
word of the week.
Yay.
Before we head out, really quick, I meant to mention it earlier and I completely forgot. The Mothman's Merry Cryptid Christmas book is by Andrew Schaefer, and I've put a link to it in the comments, and I will also put a big link to it on our actual Bordertown Strange page. So if you're interested in grabbing one for your kid, it's super cute, by the way, for Christmas. The link will be there so you can go and grab it. Thank you to Andrew Schaefer. I didn't ask permission to tell that story, but I hope we sell some of his books tonight.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right. Really quick also, thank you to our guests, Raise a Glass, to Mark Bannon, Brian Terrell, Ken Rawmaller, Enzo Cyril, and Shaw Wooten for joining us tonight with our party bash. Yay! As
And
I said
everybody in the
beginning-
chats.
Yes, everybody in the chats. Thank you so much for joining us and joining in and commenting. We love having you here. Remember, we're going to go dark. We're going to see you January 1st with an all new episode. Like I said before, if you've got an idea or a topic that you just love and you want to hear more about, send it in to us. We will totally add it in to the schedule.
Absolutely.
Can you think anything else? Is that it, Pam?
I
you
think
think?
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So keep it weird, keep it strange, and remember to have a very, very Merry Christmas. And it's all connected. Good night.
Merry
everybody.
Christmas. Thanks for having
Merry
me.
Christmas, everybody.
Ho, 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 ho!